if you want to gain muscle tissue, there's some caveats involved to it. It's not as easy as, oh, Dave, I want to pack on some muscle and I want to get super lean, because usually those both goals come together. Wanting to be lean, wanting to pack on muscle tissue. And the problem is, people are kind of starting in the middle of that. They're kind of carrying a bit of body fat and a lack of muscle. So what do you do? If I go trying to put that person on solely gaining slabs of muscle, they're just going to add more body fat to those layers over time, versus if I put them into a fat loss phase, they're not potentially building muscle, so they're going to be losing body fat, but it kind of goes against what they want. So the holy grail, which is, can you build muscle and drop fat at the same time? The thing is, for a beginner, this is possible. There is some research out there as well to show that it's possible for more advanced trainees, but to be honest, we take a much simpler look at it so you can set up your phases over time, like fat loss phases and muscle gain phases, to get the maximum out of each phase. If you're somebody who's trying to gain muscle and drop fat at the same time, you're just going to probably end up spinning your wheels and not getting the best of each world. So like, if you're a beginner and you just start resistance training and you start eating more protein and you're not really, you're not in a calorie deficit to drop body fat, you're not in a calorie surplus that much to gain muscle tissue, you're kind of eating at like a maintenance level of calories where your body weight stays roughly the same, but you're resistance training more than you ever have and you're eating more protein than you ever have, you're going to probably build a nice bit of muscle tissue doing that, and slowly but surely drop a little bit of fat over time. But for somebody who's a bit more advanced, and when I say advanced, I say 6 months at least consistently resistance training around the main compound movements like squats, pushes, pulls, hip hinges, deadlifts, that kind of stuff, progressively overloading those over time as well, so you're getting stronger in them. That's what I mean by beginner. Past that stage, you're much better off looking at phases of muscle gain versus phases of fat loss. If you basically do not have a six-pack, you do not have some form of an outline of a six-pack, we usually get clients to a leanness level where they have that six-pack or thereabouts, and then we focus on phases of muscle tissue gain where our training goes up, so we're doing what we can to build muscle tissue in the first place, because volume is a big driver of that, and we're making sure that their calories are on point, so they're in a surplus to make them gain muscle tissue at the rate that's specific to them. So we usually do that at like anywhere from a 3 to 4:1 ratio. So 3 to 4 months spent gaining versus 4 to 6 weeks then stripping back body fat layers so we can go again. Because gaining muscle tissue, it's inevitable that you're going to gain fat over that time as well. You cannot really expect to gain muscle tissue and 0% fat. If that was the case, everyone would be walking around absolutely jacked if it was that easy. And that's basically it really. You're spending focus phases towards muscle tissue gain, and then when your body fat levels are at a rate where you cannot see the outline much of your six-pack anymore, maybe that's going to like a 4-pack/2-pack, you can focus on the fat loss phase to kind of pull that back, so you're setting up a foundation to gain again. And basically it's cycles of gain, pull back, gain, pull back, kind of like 4 steps forward, 1 step back type thing. So over time you can look feckin' jacked and lean, but you're doing it right.